What is going on today, my niggas? It's your boy Invader, and this is like the third time I've tried to record this video because your boy keeps running out of breath because I have been smoking on that fucking gas, and, you know, I just been running out of breath. So, yeah, hopefully third time's the charm trying to record this video, and I'm going to be talking about the Battlefield 6 leaks today, and I feature this game quite a bit on my channel here, my nigga. Like, it's the game I play the most here on the channel. I still have a few gameplays to upload, and I'm probably going to be running out here pretty soon, and I figure I'd talk about Battlefield 6 because I'm seeing a shitload of leaks, and I'm not going to lie, it's not just me. As an unk, and speaking for some of the other unks, Battlefield 6 has them quite moist. Like, I'm not gonna lie, my nigga. Like, the unks are fucking losing their minds over Battlefield 6, and rightfully so. Like, the beta was pretty gas. And look, if you've been playing military shooters for some amount of time, Battlefield 6 resembles one, right? It's not like Call of Duty where it resembles one for, I don't know, 2 weeks, and then they start adding in crazy skins, and then there goes the fucking end of it. That's all a motherfucker really wants, is a game that looks somewhat like a war game. That's really it. It does not have to be like, I don't buy Call of Duty or Battlefield for it to look like an anime cartoon simulator. I buy them so I could play a quote-unquote war game. Like I said, right? If I wanted to play an anime game, I'd spin up, I don't know, like Genshin Impact or some shit, right, my nigga? Like, but, you know, I don't want to play that shit. I want to play fucking, you know, modern military shooter and bullshit around, right, my nigga? But anyways, let's get into the Battlefield 6 leaks, and I figure I mentioned this before I really talk about this. I feel like I'm cucking you guys on this video and by yapping so much, but 2042 just went on sale for $2.99. I figure I mention it. There's also a fucking free pass in there for Battlefield 6. There's only 2 items worth of shit, and you have to grind to the end to get them. So unless you really want to grind out to get those 2 items, it's not worth a shit. But the game is $2.99 if anybody wants to try it. I've been playing it on stream, and I don't know. It sucks, but it has its, you know, fun moments. But anyways, Battlefield 6 leaks. The Portal mode got leaked. The Battle Royale mode got leaked, and a couple of maps got leaked, along with all 50 weapons that are going to be launching with the fucking game. This is a shitload of content that is coming to Battlefield 6 at launch, and I couldn't be more excited about it. The amount of maps, first of all, is good. I think they announced 9 maps, which is a solid amount for a Battlefield launch. Hopefully they keep up, you know, the fucking, you know, post-launch content and keep adding in maps. Hopefully they add in more hood classics from BF3 and BF4, because as an unk that grew up playing those games, I'd really like to, you know, replay some of those maps, right? Maybe some of the ones that didn't get remastered, right? That were like DLC maps. But, anyways, the first map that got leaked that I kind of saw in my timeline was Mirak Valley, which is supposedly the biggest map in Battlefield 6. I'm not going to show any of the leaks on the screen because A, I'm too lazy to download them, and B, I don't know, you guys could really look them up on Twitter if you want to see them. I think they maybe even dropped a trailer for Mirak Valley at this point, but it's the biggest map in the game. It looks very, like, classic, like, Battlefield. The full sandbox is there, right? Helicopters, tanks, all that fun bullshit. And that's one of the things I honestly thought was missing from the beta, was that they didn't really have these big maps with the full sandbox in the game. And I don't even think there's going to be more than, what, 2 maps or 3 maps with the full sandbox, like, on there in Battlefield 6 at launch, which is a little bit disappointing. But there is, you know, a charm in there being more infantry gameplay. But at the same time, look, I love the vehicles in Battlefield. I think it's like the main charm of playing Battlefield is there's a lot of vehicles. And I like blowing up the vehicles and, I don't know, pissing off tank drivers. I think it's very funny to see them dropping racist slurs after you know, blow them up in game chat. It warms my heart, as a matter of fact, to see that happen. Right? It's very funny, and it's one of the reasons why I like to play engineer and, you know, blow up the tanks in Battlefield. But, you know, it's kind of hard to piss off tank and helicopter drivers when there's just not as many of them, because there's a billion engineers running, you know, RPGs along with anti-air or anti tank missiles, right? And I think it's one of the things that's got to change. And I mean, I just want to see more vehicle play. And I mean, I think the maps have something to do with it, but it's also that. But anyways, I'm kind of getting off track. The other leak that is coming to the game, my niggas, is Operation Firestorm, which is a hood classic from BF3. They updated it a little bit, so there's like a little bit more cover, and you know, it's not as easy to get caught with your fucking pants down out in the open by vehicles and stuff, which honestly, that's kind of what I remember the map for, and most old Battlefield maps for, is open spaces and getting messed up by vehicles, which honestly, it's not Battlefield if I'm not getting farted on by vehicles. Like, let's be honest. But Operation Firestorm is coming back from Battlefield 3, and it looks good. The one thing I'm kind of hoping for is they kind of get rid of that Battlefield 3 kind of like color grading, because I wasn't a fan of it like back then, and I don't know, it just makes people hard to see, to be honest. Like, all of my gameplay, like, if you've somewhat paid attention to it, I don't think anybody pays attention to it unless you're an absolute, I don't know, goober, or unless something, I guess, cool happens on the screen. I don't know. But I struggle to see people, and I think the color grading getting tweaked would be a fix to that. But look, I keep getting off topic. Anyways, those are the two maps that leaked. Mirak Valley, Operation Firestorm, my nigga. Classic, you know, Battlefield maps. One is a classic Battlefield map. The other one hopefully plays like a classic Battlefield map. But, yeah, those are the two maps that got leaked. Also, Battlefield Portal got leaked, and look, if any of y'all niggas are familiar with Halo and, you know, grew up playing Halo, you'll be familiar with how fun custom games can be, which is basically what Battlefield Portal is. It's going to be a version of custom games. And I'm not gonna lie, as somebody that grew up playing a lot of bullshit, fun, like party modes on Halo custom games, I'm excited for Battlefield Portal, because sometimes an unk don't want to hop on and like sweat it out, or, you know, grind it out on Conquest. And I'm just going to want to chill and bullshit, right? And I think having something like Portal where people can make all types of fun, stupid modes. Like, I imagine there's going to be people making like their own racing tracks in Battlefield Portal, just so, you know, you can drive around in and shit. Like, I imagine that's going to be a thing, right? But it looks sick. If you've played Halo Infinite, it's probably like you're going to be familiar with the fact that a lot of these custom game modes take like 3 to 6 months to really kind of, I don't know, get figured out, right? And for them to really get added into the game. And I imagine DICE is going to feature a lot of the more popular ones. So shout out to DICE. Shout out to DICE, Hagen-Dazs, you know, nigga. But yeah, Battlefield Portal looks good. And the last leak I'm going to touch upon before, I don't know, I start to get to the end of this video is the motherfucking Battle Royale leaks. This is something I guess people are excited about. Now, me personally, I don't really give a shit about Battle Royale. As an unk, I'm really kind of tired of them. Every game is trying to do some type of dumbass Battle Royale, and I'm honestly over it, because I feel like it takes away resources from the main game. And for example, with Battlefield, them making this fucking Battle Royale is taking away resources that I feel like they could dump into Conquest and Breakthrough. And I understand that it's a completely different studio working on the shit. I can already hear somebody fucking type in a comment, but Vader, it's a different studio making it. It's not DICE. They could be working on the regular Battlefield game, and I don't know. I feel like Battle Royale is just a waste of resources for, I don't know, what is essentially a cash grab, right? But gonna be real with you guys. Battlefield 5's Battle Royale wasn't that bad. It was actually alright. One thing that kind of held it back was the fact that it wasn't free. DICE could probably get a good amount of players and traction with their Battle Royale by just having it be free, which is going to be probably, I imagine, right? Unless they announce that it's not going to be free, right? Like, I imagine it's free. At least that's from what I've heard, right? It's going to be free. I don't know why I'm doubting myself. I'm sounding like a fucking moron. Anyways, right? Battle Royale leaked. Like I said, I don't give a shit about it, but it looked, I don't know, it looked a lot like Call of Duty Battle Royale. It had a lot of placeholders in it. I'm gonna be honest, like, it didn't look finished whatsoever, right? But it looked kind of like Call of Duty Battle Royale, except, I don't know, you could blow up the buildings, right? And, you know, get people flushed out of hiding in buildings, which, honestly, that might get me to try it. 'Cause the biggest thing that gets me from fucking trying to play Warzone is the fact that you can't, I don't know, flush people out of buildings as easily. People just sit around and hide in buildings. And in Battlefield, you know, you just use an RPG or C4 or a tank or whatever, right? Honestly, Battlefield Sandbox is much more suited for Battle Royale than I think Call of Duty is, just because Battlefield has much better vehicles, right? I think they're designed much better and they're actually fun to use, whereas Call of Duty vehicles, they're just basically just giant transports. And I don't know, you could fly around in the jets and helicopters and actually, I don't know, use them on people instead of them just being giant transports. Especially if you got like a squad of 4 people, you could all get in a tank and be like a whole tank squad, a guy as a spotter and shit. Like, I see the potential with Battlefield Battle Royale. I'm just not excited about it because I have Battle Royale fatigue, my nigga. I'm honestly over the shit. But yeah, all the Battlefield 6 leaks. I'm excited about the shit, man. I'm not gonna lie. I've had Battlefield withdrawals for the past few weeks. 50 weapons at launch is absolutely insane, especially when we're just like, let's compare it to Call of Duty, right? Call of Duty's gonna have, I think it's rumored to have like, I don't know, 31 weapons at launch. Almost double the amount of weapons. You gotta have 20 more fucking weapons than Call of Duty. Shit, like, DICE is doing a really good job. They're handling this really well. They've got the content. They've got the variety of modes, right? The game ran beautifully for the fucking beta, right? Like, I didn't experience that much crashing. The game ran smooth on, you know, I guess a medium build PC, I guess that's what I got. And I'm excited for the shit. And look, my nigga, October 10th couldn't come fast enough, and I honestly feel like I'm dragging this video out, so I'm just gonna wrap it up right here for y'all niggas. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope y'all enjoyed me yapping. I made this video longer. I don't know why I did. I just did. But yeah, I hope y'all niggas enjoyed it. I am out. Peace.